Yes, my dear students and parents, good afternoon. ஸோ கூடிய சீக்கிரத்தில் 2 மணி ஆயிடுச்சு. ஆக்சுவலாக இந்த நேரம் வந்து லைவ் வந்திருக்கணும், பட் இப்போ வரைக்கும் நமக்கு வரல. ஸோ வெயிட் பண்ணிகிட்ருக்குறோம். கூடிய சீக்கிரத்தில் ஆரம்பிச்சிருவாங்கன்னு சொல்லி எதிர்பார்க்குறோம். 2 மணிக்குன்னு சொல்லியிருந்தாங்க. 2 மணி ஆயிடுச்சு. 2 மணி 5 நிமிஷம் ஆயிடுச்சு. பட் ஸ்டில் தே ஹாவன்ட் டர்ன்ட் அப். ஸோ என்ன நடந்துச்சு அப்படிங்கிறதெல்லாம் நம்ம வந்து ஆல்ரெடி வீடியோவில் லைவில் வந்து சம்மப் பண்ணியிருக்கிறோம். நீங்கள் அதெல்லாம் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க. ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் ஹேப்பனிங் அண்ட் இதை குறித்த ஒரு தெளிவான வீடியோவும் கூட நம்மளுடைய சேனலில் போட்டிருக்கிறோம். நீங்கள் அதையும் கூட கொஞ்சம் ஃப்ரீயாக இருந்தீங்க அப்படின்னா நீங்கள் அதையும் கூட பார்த்துடலாம். ரிப்பீட் பண்ணலாமா அப்படின்னு சொல்லி கேட்டிருக்கீங்க. 611 பிசிக்கு ரிப்பீட் பண்ணலாமா அப்படின்னு கேட்டிங்க அப்படின்னா இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் வெயிட் பண்ணுங்கள் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவேன். வெயிட் பண்ணி பாருங்கள். இஃப் மேபி உங்களுக்கு ரிசல்ட் வந்து நீங்கள் எதிர்பார்த்த அளவுக்கு வரலை அப்படின்னா தென் இன் தட் டைம் நீங்கள் வந்து ஒரு டிசிஷன் அப்படிங்கிறது எடுக்கலாம். ஆஸ் ஆஃப் நவ் நீங்கள் எப்படி ஒரு முடிவு எடுக்கணும் அப்படிங்கிற அவசியம் இல்லைன்னு எனக்கு தோணுது. தமிழ்நாடு ரேங்க் லிஸ்ட் வரட்டும், வந்ததுக்கப்புறம் நீங்கள் ஒரு ஃபைனல் டிசிஷன் அப்படிங்கிறது எடுக்க முடியும். அண்ட் இன்னைக்கு கோர்ட் கேஸ் முடிச்சிருவாங்களா சார் அப்படின்ற கேள்வியும் நிறைய பேர் கேட்டிருக்கீங்க. முடிச்சிடணும்னு தான் நானும் ஆசைப்பட்றேன். இன்னைக்கு ஏதாவது ஒரு ஆர்டர் கொடுக்கணும் அப்படின்றது நம்மளுடைய எதிர்பார்ப்பாக இருக்குது. அபிலாஷ் ப்ளீஸ் சொல்லுங்கள் சார், பயமாக இருக்குதுன்னு சொல்லி கேட்டிருக்கீங்க. என்ன கேட்டிருக்கீங்க? 617க்கு பிசி கிடைக்கும், பிசி கவர்மெண்ட் காலேஜஸ் கிடைக்குமான்னு சொல்லி கேட்டிருக்கீங்க. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ரவுண்ட் மேபி கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டமாக இருக்கலாம்ப்பா, பட் செகண்ட் ரவுண்ட் தேர்ட் ரவுண்ட் வெயிட் பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம். ஹோப் ஃபார் அ பெஸ்ட். ஓகேங்களா? ஒரே ஃபியராக இருக்குது அப்படின்றீங்க. பயப்படாதீங்க, எல்லாம் நல்லதாகவே நடக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி நம்புவோம், விசுவாசிப்போம். அண்ட் நிவேதா தமிழ்னுடைய கொஷின் வந்து I just lost your question. Yes, 565 MBC self-financing possible-ஆன்னு சொல்லி கேட்டிருக்கீங்க. ப்ரைவேட் காலேஜஸ் செல்ஃப்-ஃபினான்சிங் பாசிபிள் தான் சொல்லுவேன். ஒருவேளை ப்ரைவேட் காலேஜஸ் இல்லைன்னா கூட ப்ரைவேட் யூனிவர்சிட்டிஸ் தாராளமாக கிடைக்கிறதுக்கு சான்சஸ் இருக்குது. ஜிப்மர் பாண்டிச்சேரி கிடைக்குமா அப்படின்னு சொல்லி கேட்டிருக்கீங்க. பி த ஒன். 711 ஜிப்மர் பாண்டிச்சேரி கொஞ்சம் இதாக இருக்கும்னு உங்கள் கம்யூனிட்டி மென்ஷன் பண்ணலை. மேபி ஓபிசியாக இருந்தீங்கன்னா ட்ரை பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம். ஒரு வேளை பாண்டிச்சேரி மிஸ் ஆச்சுன்னா காரைக்கால் டெஃபினட்டாக கிடைக்கிறதுக்கு வாய்ப்புகள் அதிகமாக இருக்குது. ட்ரை பண்ணலாம். சார், நியூ 5 SF காலேஜஸ் வந்தால் எவ்வளோ மார்க்ஸ் குறையும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி கேட்டிருக்கீங்க. முதல்ல அந்த 5 காலேஜ் வருதா அப்படிங்கிறதே ஒரு கேள்விக்குறி. நீங்கள் நம்ம வீடியோவை தொடர்ந்து பார்க்குறவங்களா இருந்தால் அதை பற்றின கிளாரிட்டி உங்களுக்கு கிடச்சிருக்கும். தெர் இஸ் நோ இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் எனிவேர் தட் 5 காலேஜஸ் இல்லை 113 கல்லூரிகள் இந்தியாவில் அப்ரூவ் பண்ணப்பட்டுச்சு அப்படிங்களா? 113 காலேஜில் 28 கல்லூரியோ 27 கல்லூரியோ தான் அப்ரூவல் வாங்கியிருக்கிறாங்க இந்தியா ஃபுல்லாக. அதை பற்றி நம்ம இன்னும் வீடியோவும் போடலை, பட் இதுதான் நமக்கு வந்திருக்கிற டேட்டா சோஃபார். இதில் அந்தந்த கல்லூரிகளுக்கு முடிவுகள் அனுப்பப்பட்டிருக்கிறது அப்படிங்கிறது தான் இப்போதைக்கு இருக்கிற அப்டேட்டே தவிர, அவங்க கொடுத்த அப்டேட் அந்த பிடிஎஃப்லேயே அதான் போட்டிருந்தாங்களே தவிர நாங்கள் எல்லாத்துக்கும் அப்ரூவல் கொடுத்துட்டோம், இத்தனை சீட் உங்களுக்கு வந்துருச்சு அப்படின்னு சொல்லலை. அவங்க டிமோட்டிவேட் பண்ணுறதுக்காக சொல்ல, பட் திஸ் இஸ் த ரியாலிட்டி. இந்த 5 கல்லூரிகளில் மேபி 2 கல்லூரிகள் வரும்னு சொல்லி எதிர்பார்க்குறேன் தமிழ்நாட்டில். குறைந்தபட்சம் அட்லீஸ்ட் ஒரு காலேஜாவது தமிழ்நாட்டில் வரும் இந்த வருஷம், ப்ரைவேட் காலேஜ். அப்படி வந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா நீங்கள் எந்த கம்யூனிட்டி அப்படிங்கிறத பாருங்கள். பிசியா இருந்தீங்க அப்படின்னா அல்லது எம்பிசியா இருக்கலாம், அது எஸ்சி கேட்டகரியா இருக்கலாம், எஸ்சி எஸ்டி ஜெனரல் கேட்டகரியா கூட நீங்க இருக்கலாம். வாட் எவர் த கேட்டகரி, அந்த கேட்டகரியில எவ்வளவு சீட் வரும்? ஒரு 150 சீட் ஒரு காலேஜ்ல வருது வச்சுக்கீங்க, அல்லது 5 காலேஜ் வந்துருச்சு அப்படின்னா கூட ஒட்டுமொத்தமா இருக்கக்கூடிய கல்லூரிகள் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து சீட்ஸ் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து ஒரு லிமிட்டட் சீட்ஸா தானே இருக்கும். அப்ப அந்த சீட்ஸ், டோட்டல் சீட்ஸ்ல உங்களுடைய கேட்டகரிக்கு எவ்வளவு அப்படிங்கறத வந்து நீங்க தான் செக் பண்ணி பார்க்கணும். செக் பண்ணி பாருங்க, அதுல கம்மியா தான் சீட்ஸ் அப்படிங்கிறது இருக்கும். நமக்கு வந்து சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட்ல இருந்து ஹியரிங் வந்துட்டாங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
Now yesterday it has been deleted from tomorrow's.
Yes.
So I mentioned.
So we'll continue with the live.
Email to the registrar listing. I'll take it up.
It's been sent. We'll send it again. Mr. Huda appears for the caveator, my lord. Fortunately, he's next to me.
But the two of you agree that at least until the next time it is listed, that you will maintain your hospital.
If that is there, my lord, then if he can.
I'm just a caveator.
He happens to be in the court, you know.
If it can come, I mentioned before court 5 in the morning. I was told to mention before it.
I'll find out what happened.
Great.
I seek my lord's indulgence to mention along with Dr. Singhvi item 23, where on opposite sides, urgent section 9 arbitration matter.
Yes.
We were requesting, in view of the need for interim orders, could your lordships list it on Friday?
No difficulty. That will keep on.
Friday or Monday, whichever. No problem. Either.
Friday, my lords.
Or Monday.
Because NEET may go on for the whole day. Today's board we are planning to distribute between when we in fact discharge the admission board of today because NEET will get over today, and we'll space out the matters between Wednesday, Thursday, if possible on Friday, so that they'll be all over there before we go into.
Well, it's my request. Friday may be better.
Yeah, at the latest. Yeah.
We'll give a slip to the court master. We are opposing each other. You have to put it on Friday.
Your Lordship,
I'm most grateful.
There is one matter,
item 12 and 13.
fresh matter. But any earliest date if it can be
We
given.
will do that. Yes. Other matters will be all spread out in this week itself.
Item 37, I'll give it to.
Yes.
Taking a liberty to mention item number 34, my lords.
I just said that all of them will be spread out this
Can
week
I just
itself.
have one request, please? Item 14 for Friday, not for Wednesday, Thursday, because I have some difficulty.
It's a Friday.
Your Lordship, I have a request in items 12 and 35. May I request for Monday? Mr. Salve is appearing in those matters. He's requesting if Monday could be given.
This has to be tagged, right?
Yes. These are fresh
Okay.
ones.
Yes.
May I take liberty to mention item 34, your lordship is already indicated for listing next, my lord, 33, my lords. This is matter a public interest litigation in respect of orphans, my lords.
Yes.
And your lordship's order on 16th October 2023, my lords.
We'll spread it out.
My lord, I'm just requesting next week, somewhere in the top of the list, my lord, so that it can be taken up.
Taken up, but today we would have taken up on miscellaneous days, every matter reaches by today we have need, therefore it's
I
not.
understand, my lords. I'm only asking it should be
Not
non-miscellaneous day, my lords. Non-miscellaneous day on the top of the list, my lords.
Keep it on all right, we'll
Some-
see what to do. Yes.
Some date, my lords, if possible.
Yeah, I just said
Let
this
me-
week, in the next 3 days it will be listed.
My lord, my friend has to come from Delhi, Lucknow, that's why I'm asking.
Fine, which?
All right, keep it after 2 weeks. No.
Sweet.
This week.
Yes.
But the date if possible, my lord, date if possible.
Because Monday, next Monday.
Mondays.
Yes, my lord.
But Your Lordship, Monday is also miscellaneous day. Is Wednesday or Thursday a bet?
Tuesday,
Keep it on Monday. Keep it on Monday.
Great, very good.
Next Monday, madam. Item number 8 after should be on next Monday.
Eight.
Secretary matter. Item number 8. On next Monday.
Next 2 days, we'll spread it out in the next 2 days.
Lordship, item 13 may kindly be taken up on Friday because on Wednesday, Lordship, I have some difficulty. So item 13 may kindly be taken up.
1-3.
Yes, Your Lordship. This Friday, Your Lordship.
Item 32, my lords.
On Monday, huh? Item 13, we'll take it up on Monday.
Okay.
Item 32 is the Manipur students matter, madam. Item 34.
Item number 8. huh? Who is appearing?
Anticipatory bail matter, madam. It's a simple matter. By tomorrow.
We'll issue notice in item 8. We have
Interim protection.
done, keep it after 2 weeks, liberty to serve the standing counsel for the state of Uttar Pradesh. Till the next date of the listing, there shall be an addendum stay of arrest in criminal case number so and so arising.
Interim protection is.
Sorry,
Item 32 is the Manipur students matter.
keep it on, I said the same thing over and over again, it will be relisted in the next 3 days.
Please, madam.
ஸோ டியர் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் பேரண்ட்ஸ், கோர்ட்டில் வந்து இதுக்கு முன்னாடி இருக்கிற மற்ற கேசஸை பற்றின கிளாரிஃபிகேஷன் டிஸ்கஷன்ஸ் அப்படிங்கிறது போயிட்டுருக்கு. நீட் கேஸ் வந்து இப்போ தான் வந்து பெட்டிஷனர் அண்ட் ரெஸ்பாண்டன்ஸ் எல்லாம் வந்து உட்காந்துருக்குறாங்க. கூடிய சீக்கிரத்தில் அதுக்குரிய இது கொடுப்பாங்க. கேஸ் நாட் எட் போஸ்ட்பான். அஃபிஷியலான அனௌன்ஸ்மெண்ட் வர வரைக்கும் வெயிட் பண்ணுங்கள். வில் அப்டேட் இந்த லைவ் சேட்டில் நான் உங்களுக்கு அப்டேட் பண்ணுறேன்.
What I say is, insofar as leak is concerned, I say Sanjeev Mukhia is the history cheater, is the gangster who is into this business. And he is yet to be arrested. There are people who have been arrested from Rajasthan. The solvers were taken from Rajasthan. Dissemination was through a WhatsApp group on a social, so it is not possible that it remained confined to Patna. Rest, my lord, the direct evidence to which I am not privy is before my lords. The story given by the CBI that it is in the morning of 5th, the time gap in between and solving and memorization is not impossible to be digested. It's completely unnatural story. Leak has happened, and Lord, if the paper was available on 4th, leak has happened prior to 4th. In any case, Lord, prior to 3, on 3 or prior to 3. Now, Lord, the chart, I just want to show one chart at page 107 of my second supplementary note, where, Lord, I was referring to this city-wise chart. The chart of seeker, Lord, just 2-3 charts I want to demonstrate that there is no bell-shaped curve. It is a square shape chart which is there if we put the data together for number of centers. So they have been saying, Lord, if we make it a chart, then Lord, it is sometime west tapering chart. Sometime it is east tapering chart, and sometime it is it's a straight pyramid. So there, Lord, may kindly see page 107, Seeker Rajasthan, one chart for Seeker Rajasthan. My second supplementary submission.
Yes.
So, Lord, may kindly see this is the chart for seeker. They say bell curve is the actual picture which should arise. Now, Lord, may kindly skip over the next few. Then, Lord, may kindly see at page 108, the last chart. The first chart, Lord, this is the center wise. The last chart on this page 8 is again indicating something unusual. Then, Lord, may kindly see the next chart at page 109. These kind of charts are, Lord, there, where the people getting 700, 600, 500, even 100, it's a squarish, it becomes. Certainly at variance with the bell curve. Now, Lord, I leave this data here. Now, Lord, the other thing, because my second alternative argument, not only alternative, Lord, in addition to the argument is, in this examination, there was a complete systemic failure, which I have flagged by demonstrating. I'm just recapitulating. One is no address verification. Anybody can go anywhere, and this is one. 2, there was no CCTV camera monitoring. This I substantiate by saying, in their own affidavit, they say, in Savai Madhopur.
No CCTV camera monitoring at which place?
Blood, at anywhere.
At any?
At no place. There was a CCTV. Their claim is that they have been live. There has been a live monitoring through CCTV camera. I demolish it by showing that in Savai Madhopur, it is their case that a question paper in a wrong medium was distributed amongst the students. There was no monitoring. The question paper started at 2 p.m. Their affidavit before this honorable court is that at 4:30.
Well, we'll consider all that now.
No, I'm not. Let me complete. 4:30.
5 minutes.
Yes. 4:30, they got to know through social media that in Savai Madhopur, there was a wrong question paper distributed. So this is their thing.
All right. Then
now, yes. Now, the other red flag is, they have said the same day re-examination started. They were given the question paper at Savai Madhopur and other people. This is a bullet point.
I give you 5 minutes. 5 minutes
yes,
over now.
I'm just giving a bullet point.
Yeah.
They say that
now 5 minutes are over. Now last 30 seconds you can make your bullet point.
Yes, but they say that at certain centers where wrong question paper was given, the same day they have taken the question paper again. I said they were given the question paper maybe in Hindi, maybe in English. The the students retained the question paper for 6 hours.
Thank you, Mr. Huda. We'll look at
And
it.
Lord, just one
Yes,
sentence,
Mr. Hegde, we'll have it
I can
ready.
just add last one sentence, Lord. If this honorable court do not agree for a re-NEET, then Lord may kindly consider at least the qualified people. Qualification is 164 marks. At least qualified people should be asked to redo the examination, which will constitute about 30 lakh people.
13 lakhs.
Thank you, Mr. Huda.
13 lakhs.
Yes, Mr. Hegde.
Great. My lords have been subjected to a long presentation. I'll keep mine as crisp as possible.
What are your submissions? Just formulate now.
Let's just, okay. My submission to your lordship is that classic Michael Sandler question, what is the right thing to do? Today, your lordships is faced with a situation where admittedly there has been a leak from Hazaribagh. Please don't think of it as the Patna leak, think of it as the Hazaribagh leak. It was caught at Patna and we do not know today where all it leaked. Because the papers, your lordships has the investigation reports. The investigation reports say that at least some of the mobiles, the messages went to about 100 people. We do not know the extent of the leak. The timing of the leak, however, we know with reasonable certainty, it did not happen on the morning of the 5th, but it happened at some point prior to the night of the 4th. It could be the 3rd, it could.
Yes.
Now, your lordships will bear in mind that criminal investigations which have gone to the CBI have not gone only from Patna or Hazaribagh. They have gone from 5 different states. That itself is proof that at this stage of point of time, the investigator have not come to any conclusion that this was a localized leak. Now, did we have a fair exam? Well, here, NEET is used not only as inter-se competition. NEET is also used as a qualification. If you are qualified in NEET, you are not only qualified for the medical colleges at government expense. Many foreign countries also take NEET as you have qualified. It's cheaper sometimes to go to Ukraine and get a medical seat based on your NEET qualification because you have passed the qualifying exam of your country. So the 164 cutoff, which turns to about 13 lakh people, all of them, have they been judged by a fair and equitable standard? And can we with any sense?
164 out of 720 is a qualifying.
Yes. Percentile, 50%. It's the 50th percentile. So exactly half of them. Now, the question is, can we say that among them, everybody got marks which they were fairly entitled to? It is my respectful submission, my lords, that in a competitive exam, you cannot trust a competitive exam which turns out 61 toppers. Inevitably, my lords, in any data cohort, you may have 2 or 3 people who may share marks or who may crack it. when GMAT and all those exams were held. It is rare that somebody cracked everything, got that 7 perfect
So the
score.
61, 44 are those actually who got the marks, not grace mark, but got full marks because of question 9.
Because of one question.
4.
But that also means that those 44 got marks for 179 questions right. That itself is a very high figure. Those 44 people and then couple it with what is called rank inflation. If the syllabus had been made easy, then a rising tide raises all boats together. What has happened is that in that magic zone of above 650, there are more than 50,000 students. This is a huge red flag. I was asking some of my clients, who their parents are doctors also, to think in terms of a medical analogy. And the analogy I was given was that when you suspect cancer, the tests are inconclusive. Then what you do is, as a matter of precaution, to go into chemotherapy. You cannot take the risk of letting the cancerous substances metastasize.
That is where the real problem is. Today, my lords, at a stage of incomplete investigation, if your lordships were to say that, look, so far you have shown us only Hazaribagh, Patna, we do not know exactly where it is going. Do we ask a whole host of people, maybe 24 lakh, maybe 13 lakh, maybe 2 lakhs, to rewrite the exam? What if your lordships were to turn us all down and say that, no, they have given adequate justification? But your lordships at today's date will not be aware as to how many cells or how many persons got into the system. And each government seat is a case of the government spending about 1 crore per year per medical student. So at about 25,000 government seats in the general category, my lords, I also represent students who have got 690, 640 and all that. They will get a seat somewhere. But what they are not assured of is that they have got a fair rank. They are not. And after having taken your lordships through the student perspective, my lords, please look at the institutional perspective. Please look at NTA's constant responses to your lordships. If the NTA had been a serious examination agency, it would have been most concerned about the integrity of the process. But what did it do? On the 5th itself, when it was told that the paper had leaked, and on the 5th, if it had taken a decision that, look, once there is a leakage of a paper, we find it unsafe. And supposing they had taken that decision and we were challenging it, saying, look, it leaked only in one place. How can you scrap an entire exam? Would your lordships have found an outrageous defiance of logic in that decision? I'm turning the question around. The NTA continued to deny the fact that there was a leak. It did not cooperate with the Bihar police. Apparently, the EOU even wrote them letters. They did not immediately cooperate. My lords, there were special circumstances this year. In May and June, everybody was preoccupied with the elections. Nobody was possibly there to guide them. It is quite possible that the administrative agency thought, just let the thing blow over or let whoever comes in guide us. Continually, they kept denying, and it was only when your lordships asked questions that then came that little thing that yes, we did give grace marks, but we can redo it by a retest for some 1563 students. At that stage also, if they
if they had looked at their own data. If today they have not been transparent, they haven't given the full data. In fact, all the data that Mr. Huda has so painstakingly given your lordships has been after we were served with about 4,500 PDF files. That had to be run through, data had to be extracted, and we can see some hotspots. So whether they are hotspots, whether they are red flags, that is for them to explain. Then, my lords, the NTA continues to be in denial. It's only as late as the 22nd of June that changes are made in personnel and that the CBI is put in charge of the investigation. I do not know what has been there in that report. I do not know whether there is a theory of investigation. But what comes out is that there is an organized gang which has a prior history of leaking papers. It is their business model. And, my lords, when educational excess becomes a business model, the leaked paper is a time-limited commodity. You have it for 2 days or less. You have to maximize profit. And everybody into whose hands it goes, whether it is the paper solver or anybody else, will try to maximize.
Anything else now?
Yeah, just give me 2 more minutes, my lords. The fact is that we cannot tell the students that this is a fair exam. We cannot send a signal to the NTA that we approve of what you have done, nor can we tell those who indulge in these practices that, look, you may very well get away with it. Because if these results stand, those post-dated checks may still be cashed. They still have a value. So therefore, my lords, the safer thing to do is, your lordships has already done it. Your lordships has set a retest for those 1563. If your lordships were to treat what has happened so far as step 1 of the exams, everybody above 164 had a chance at a medical seat. Those people, give them a re-examination, because your lordships will see from their own affidavit, which Mr. Huda also pointed out. Somebody who's got 720 ends up with 640. Let everybody be accurately measured. That's the least that can be done, my lords. I'm grateful.
Yes.
My lords, just one thing before I go. Since the Solicitor General is here and he likes Urdu poetry, the case can be summarized by one verse. तू इधर उधर की बात ना कर, मुझे ये बता काफिला क्यों लुटा. हमें रहजानों से गिला नहीं है, तेरी रहबरी का सवाल है. It is your guidance. It's your
Rehzano, not Rehzano. It's Rehzano.
Rehzano ki. Oh, obliged. Well, grateful, my lords.
2 minutes, my lord. Just I will take, my lord.
Just hear me, sir.
My lord, I'll be grateful if your lordship give me little time and relieve me. Now, my lord, I'm grateful in one sense.
Now tell us, you want a retest, you don't want a retest.
I'm absolutely and unmissed and categorical terms asking for a retest. And my lord, I'm not asking for the.
I thought, you didn't want a retest.
No, my lord. My lord, I said, I'm happy that people, my prepared application. What I have said in the application have been echoed my friend Sanjay Hegde and my friend. Treat this examination as a preliminary examination and conduct a main examination now. And I say, I believe that a JEE main preliminary examination. This, my lord, the issue here is not We are not conducting a criminal trial. My lord, we are not even conducting a civil trial. The question whether the accuracy of these allegations are absolutely irrelevant. It is a question of a question of common sense. It's a question of prudence. It's a matter, my lord, I may not be mistaken, it's a matter of governance. But my lord, I rely on your lordship's own judgment to say that these issues involve violation of fundamental rights and therefore justiciable. I have only one difficulty I am asking myself a question. In Bombay, I always ask a question openly. Here I follow the Supreme Court practice of asking a question to myself. That, my lord, if these issues are justiciable, there are many who are qualified. And can this court ever decide without they being heard? Because these proceedings are not representative proceedings.
But my lord, what do you have to argue on merits?
No, I am coming to that. My lord, the question is, it's an administrative, it's a question of governance.
Right.
Large scale.
You said some other matters waiting for you, so you might as well come to the point.
No, I'm exactly on the point. The point is that the integrity of the examination, the credibility of the examination is under doubt. It is not because the leak is proven in Rajkot. It is not because leak is proved.
Apart from what Mr. Huda argued.
No, I am not saying anything which is.
Anything else?
No, let me.
Submission.
No, Lordship, I have been very kind to and very patient to Huda. I am not uttering a word which my friend Huda has said. I will not. Only two things, my lord. The other day I said.
What is the first thing out of the two?
No, my lord.
You said two things. What is the
first? First, my lord, only thing which I endorse Huda is as a reference to the bell chart. And the bell chart before that, I rely on the.
That you have shown us now.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I will not say anything which somebody has argued. I will say only deal with issues which nobody has addressed. There is a counter affidavit. I'm not relying on anybody else's document except my friends, the government's counter affidavit. In counter affidavit in repetition civil number 362 of 2024.
What's the point that you have?
A point, my lord, is
formulated?
Yes, the point is this graph shown is ex face incorrect. It is, I am only a commerce graduate. I am no engineer, but to me, and it find no difficulty to explain. I take your lordship to page 17. Page 17 of the counter affidavit. There, my lord, your lordship will find there is a year-wise mark obtained. Your lordship will have a look at, my lord? Yes. Then the total is the 2024 count between 700 to 720, etc., etc. It is the total I have calculated. It comes to 1,42,137. 1,32,137. Now, my lord, they have created a chart. They have given a chart, and that is on the previous page. At page 13. That's a so-called bell curve. It is so microscopic. Lord, here, I take your lordship to page 13, detailed analysis. And my lord, let me take your lordship to the entry 520 to 540. 520 to 540. And that is not directly linked to the dot shown above. It is in between. Now, they are given certain figures. 25.7, 23.2, 20, 12.7, and 2.3. And total is, it is 83,009. Your lordship, my lord, the figures. I'm going to take your lordship this chart. There's an important issue to be stated, my lord. This chart, 25, 23, etc. The total is 83,900. Going by their chart, the next page, the total number is 1,42,137. And there's a shortage of 58,237. And therefore, my lord, this chart is manifestly, I'm not using very strong expression, incorrect. The engineer or consultant said something else. My lord, I only quoted Mark Twain, lies, damn lies, and statistics. So, my lord, therefore, this chart, this bell chart is a fraud.
All right, thank you.
Then coming to that, my friend took you, your lordship, to the chart of many centers. There, my lord, the bell chart concept. I'm now, my lord. It is not my argument that there is no leak because of the bell chart. It is the argument which my friends have addressed to the court to establish that everything is normal. So this bell chart itself, which shows, here it's all about first impression, what prima facie appears. No question, anything to be proved absolutely. Sekar, anybody can give the explanation that Sekar is an education center, but that explanation will not work with the Rajkot. Rajkot is not a coaching center. But the fact to be considered is, now this leaks has been, the leak industry is worth 25,000 crores, 2,500 crores, because 50,000 NEET medical seats are there, of which 25,000 on merit basis, and in the medical colleges, the capitation fee is anything between 50 lakhs to 1 crore, and therefore this industry, what they are involved in is an industry worth 2,500 crores, and leakage, the question of examination leakage, that has been happening for many years. I would say it happened in 2013, it happened in 2014, it happened in 2016, and these stations which we have referred to in Haryana, that was all involved in that. And in 2017, the matter came before this court.
Sir, I've got the general drift of what you are arguing. Thank you.
Then, my lord, let me conclude it, my lord, with one or two sentences. Then, my lord, let me conclude it. Now, therefore, the question whether the leak which is not in dispute, which occurred in Patna, whether it has reflected in the results elsewhere. For instance, Latur. Latur is not a great education coaching hub. And that is a question which is not extremely relevant, because they ask any student, and I have filed a petition. I take your lordship to the petition. All the students, the petitioners have scored, all of them have scored more than 650. That they filed an application for implement, and that application.
Yes, that's we got to us.
Yes, I will only take your lordship to the marks, the petitioners with the 60 numbers who have scored.
They've all got more than 60.
Yes, the numbers, I am just taking 1 minute to your lordships. 690. Why are they? Then Anuraga Turko 652. And one of the students is here. And she got.
You got the point.
Yes. So therefore, my lord, I conclude.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Their examination be cancelled and re-examination be conducted for those who are eligible, 13 lakh students.
3.5. Because my first prayer was, my lords, RE-NEET. My lord, I am not repeating what my learned seniors have argued. There was only one judgment for your lordship's assistance, my lord. The observations are very relevant in this Tanvi Sarwal's judgment. Sarwal's case. Because, my lords, in lordships came to a conclusion that there were 44 students confirmed who would have benefited. In that situation also, your lordships were...
6 lakhs.
Yes, out of 6 lakhs. But your lordships were in a situation to see what could be done in this situation, whether it should cancel the exam or, my lords, wait for the investigation. But in that situation, your lordships have cancelled the exam, certain observations, because ultimately these are medical doctors who are playing with their lives, my lords. They will be...
What is that?
Yes, my lords. 2015 6 SCC 573. Yes.
I would, if my learned court master could just repeat this. 2015 and 6 SCC. Lords, 2015 6 SCC 5 7 week. Lords,
One of the petitions what we have filed, that is the picture attached with the resolution.
because here in this situation, in this matter also, the investigation was in process. Certain reports were before your lordships, and your lordships did come to a conclusion that we don't need to wait for the reports. The very fact that 44 also have benefited. Lordship may just turn to 593 page minutes. That's para 14.19. This was also Milord's medical examination, APIMT Milord's at that time, which CBSE was conducting before the NEET came in Milord's. If I may read Milord's 14.19. Till date, 44 candidates have been, am I with your lordships, Milords? Yes. Till date, 44 candidates have been found to be confirmed beneficiaries in the scheme who have been supplied with answer keys during the examination through electronic devices installed in their vests. Out of 358 suspects, mobile numbers of beneficiaries, 44 have been found to be registered at fake identities. 166 all those were respect of the facts which were there in that. Then 15 the investigating agency in this report has stated in clear terms that from the disclosures recorded, it is beyond doubt that the strategy of providing answer keys has been executed by an organized gang with a network spreading over different parts of the country.
The Inspector General Haryana, who was present with his team, having been granted the leave, submitted the investigation. Full swing is in progress. Because then I'll take your lordship down, milords, where your lordships have held para 19, milords. Segregating only the already 44 identified candidates stated to be the beneficiaries of the unprincipled maneuver by withholding their results for the time being, in our comprehension, cannot be the solution to the problem that confronts all of us. Not only thereby, if the process is allowed to advance, it would be pushed to the vortex of litigation pertaining thereto in the foreseeable future. The prospects of the candidates would not only remain uncertain and tentative, they would also remain plagued with the prolonged anguish and anxiety involved in the ordeal of court cases. Acting on this opinion would in our estimate amount to driving knowingly the students who are not at fault to an uncertain future with their academic career in jeopardy on many counts. Further, there would also be lurking possibility of unidentified beneficiaries. This is important. Candidates stealing a march over them on the basis of the advantages availed by them through the underhand dealings as revealed, having regard to the facts that the courts involved. Sorry. Yes, my lords. My lords, at the top of 595, very relevant, my lords, having regard to the fact that the course involved with time would yield the future generations of doctors for the country who would be in charge of public health, their inherent merit to quality for taking the course can by no means be compromised.
Then, my lords, then they talk about the facts of the case, my lords, and then, my lords, around, my lords, 8-9 lines from the top. We are conscious of the fact that every examination being conducted by human agency is likely to suffer from some shortcomings, but deliberate inroads into a framework of the magnitude and the nature as exhibited in the present case demonstrate a deep-seated and pervasive impact, which ought to not to be disregarded or glossed over, lest it may amount to travesty of proclaimed mechanism to impartially judge the comparative merit of the candidates partaking therein. Then, my lords, if your lordship may come down to, my lords, para 21. Conscious are we that as a consequence, all India PMT Dental 2015 would have to be annulled, thereby disturbing the time schedule given by this court in so and so judgments, my lords. Though we respectfully subscribe to the calendar of the dates fixed in these cases, more particularly in the textual context thereof, we perceive that in the extraordinary fact situation that confronts us, where the examination involved is vitiated to the core by use of deceitful means and measures to the benefit of some, the consideration of departure from the set time schedule per se would not be a wholesome justification to sustain the otherwise tainted exercise. The time frame fixed by this court in the above case, in our opinion, we are not intended to be inflexibly adhered to in the situation of the kind with which we are seized off. The schedule of dates was fixed so as to streamline and discipline the process of admission by uniform application. So, my lords, in this, my lords, then para 23, we are aware that the abrogation of the exam would result in some inconvenience to all concerned and that some extra time would be consumed for holding fresh examinations with the renewed efforts. This, however, according to us, is the price that stakeholders would have to suffer in order to maintain the impeccable and irrefutable sanctity and credibility of the process of examination, to assess the innate worth and capability of the participating candidates for being assigned inter se merits. Okay. So, my lords, in this, your lordships did order re-examination of more than 6 lakh students. My lords, at the cost when 44 was available before them, that yes, they are confirmed beneficiaries. And, my lords, the last submission in this, which I am obliged to my learned friend to have shown it, there is a statement of line, even if one undeserving candidate, this is in para 20, even if one undeserving candidate, a beneficiary of such illegal mechanism, though undetected, is retained in the process, it would be a denial of claim for more deserving candidates. So, as para 20 lordships have said that. Plus, today, the investigation. There are other players in my petition. Your lordships are only considering RE-NEET as of now, because other players as of.
Like what?
Yes, I have said in the alternative, if your lordships are not inclined, there are many students, not only 1563 students, who had been given question papers late. In fact, I have annexed OMR sheets in my IA. 220 is the time at which I have also annexed the invigilator instructions. They have to put the time. So there are many students. Nobody knew that they would get time frame, for the. And there is one student, who has written to them, that is an individual grievance, should I argue it, now, or your lordship would consider only the.
We will not be dealing with him. We are not going to entertain individual grievances at all.
Because
is not the remedy for that. Article 32 is not.
No, because everything was before your lordship. Now the examination has to start. The counselling has to start. So, my lords, if the OMR sheet, I have not been given my OMR sheet, my lords, that's one of the prayers. So, I don't want, my lords, because the. My lords, I represent. Only my lords, then if your lordship is not entertaining, at least give me a chance to go to the High Court as regards that prayer, my lords. Otherwise, then I'll be, my lords, nowhere in that regard.
Yes.
My lords, I represent students from Varanasi, my lords, and we have a distinct stand on the subject. Apart from supporting what my learned colleagues have stated with respect to the reconduct of the exam, my lords, I am also challenging the fact that 1563 students, my lords, were asked to sit for a retest on the 23rd of June. According to me, my lords, that classification or computation of 1563 students, my lords, is totally faulty. And I lay good my submissions on this, my lords. I'm in petition number 384, my lords, writ petition number 384. And if my lord comes to the notification dated the 5th of May, 2024, my lords, which is annexure P3 in my petition, my lords, 3.36 at 384 of 2024. This notification, my lords, crystallizes the problem that was faced on the day of the exam. And this is only one single solitary notification by the NTA, my lords, on the evening of the day of the exam, accepting the fact that only one center at Savai Madhopur involving 120 students, my lords, was the cause for concern. Now, from the 5th of May, till the 6th of June, which is 2 days after the declaration of the results, my lords, from the 5th of May till the 6th of June 2024, there is not a single testimony by the NTA, my lords, in its website, which it keeps updating every day with respect to students who have been affected at the respective centers. The question I pose unto myself, my lord, is if, as on the date of the exam, the NTA came out with a figure of one center at Savai Madhopur involving 120 students alone, the question I ask unto myself, my lord, is after declaration of results on the 4th of June, how has the NTA come to compute the magical figure of 1563 students? That's one question, my lords. The second question is that I ask unto myself is, should in case this figure of 1563 students as put out by NTA be taken as genuine, then the next questions that this honorable court will have to ask of them are, does the 1563 students constitute a particular area in these three names that have been spoken about? Or do the 1563 students, my lords, constitute from all over the country? If they constitute from all over the country, my lords, it is indeed a systemic failure on the part of the NTA, which they have brushed aside under the carpet deliberately, my lords, pulled wool over everybody's eyes. And had it not been for the outpouring of grievances that came from the students on the 4th of June, my lords, even this fact of 1563 would have been suppressed successfully. Now, with respect to the exam restricted to 1563 students, my lords, the question of law that I wish to point out to this honorable court, my lord, is if my lord has only for a moment the National Medical Commission Act.
The petitions challenging that have been dismissed by our court, right?
Sorry, my lords?
The petitions challenging the retest for the 1563,
yes.
that they have been rejected by.
Yes, that could not have been done for those 1563 students. And the reason for that is, my lord, section 14. It has not been rejected. It was only said it will be heard later. Notices were issued.
That application is pending.
It is pending.
Notice on that application challenging the re-examination.
And tagged it along with the main issue, my lord. So the issue is still pending alive, it's simmering, my lord. If my lord now has only for a moment section 14 of the National Medical Commission Act, and my lord may just be permitted to help me. Yes, my lord, just come. And my lord, just be permitted to read this. Section 14, my lords. Lord is with me. It says there shall be a uniform national eligibility cum entrance test for admission to the undergraduate and postgraduate so and so exam. I only pause here for a moment, my lords. The fact that the statute specifies that there is only one exam, my lords, for the academic year 24-25. We have already seen two exams, my lords, one held on the 5th of May 2024 and a retest, my lords, which has been done on the 23rd of June. Now, technically speaking, my lords, if there is one exam that is contemplated by the statute, my lords, and this is the statute that governs this entrance exam, if there is one exam that is contemplated by this statute, my lords, then the very holding of a retest, whether it be 1563 or whether it be n number of students, my lords, the NTA does not have the power, could not have had the power, does not have the power, my lords, to do a retest for the limited number of students that it has done on the 23rd of June. And insofar as the NTA Right, please, ma'am. And insofar as the NTA could not have conducted the second exam with respect to the same academic year, my lords, the exam that the NTA has conducted on the 23rd of June, my lords, results of which were declared on the 30th of June, must be set aside, my lords. The third aspect that I wish The third aspect that I wish to bring forth before this honorable court, my lord, is I may not have come as on date, my lords, within the 50th percentile, but then the difficulty is of their own creation, my lords. When they introduce the examination system for NEET 24 on the 9th of February 2024, saying that there will be an exam held on the 5th of May, my lords, at no point of time in their initial dossier or notification do they come about that they will open a window. Now, when they opened this window on the 8th of April, giving a limited time frame between the 9th of April to the 10th, just 24-hour window between the 9th of April to the 10th of April to enroll students, as per our estimates, my lords, 24,000 and odd students have got onto the bandwagon of this exam. Now, imagine, my lords, imagine my plight. I'm a 12th class student who's been preparing for this exam right from class 8 onwards. Class 8, class 9, class 10, class 11, and class 12. 5 years of study have been spent for the opening of a window, which I comply, my lords, on up till the 16th of March 2024. What happens subsequently, my lords, is somebody for the betterment or who has some understanding with the NTA gets a window open on the 8th of April for the 9th and the 10th, unknown to all, This window is open, my lords, and let open at 10 in the night on the 8th of April. 10 in the night of the 8th of April, if a window has been opened, my lords, and 24,000 and odd students have got onto this bandwagon of this exam, my lords, the fact that today I do not have a good rank today is itself reason for the fact that, my lords, I have been trampled upon by 24,000 and odd students who have no business to be in this exam altogether, because they have not shown the they have not shown the vigilance required of them to have filled up the forms when the forms were first brought out up till the 16th of February, 16th of March. That's my submission.
My lords, may I seek your permission to also address the issue of question number 19? We are contesting the fact that by deeming fiction, when the NT chose to say that.
Matter are you appearing in that?
My lords, item number 4.
Item 4.
Yes, my lords. My lords, my submission is this. A question is set by the NTA that is ex facie ambiguous. The petitioner herein is a hardworking child who has got 711 marks. She is ranked 317. Apart from this ambiguous question, there is only one other question that she has gotten wrong. She was studying for 4 years. When she came across this question, she realized that the 2 NCERT books say 2 very different things. She knows.
You didn't answer the question at all.
So she chose to not answer the question because outrightly she knows that this is an ambiguous question. And she also knows
that the instructions of the question paper are extremely clear. They say that she can only answer one question.
By giving full marks to those who attempted question option 2 or option 4, candidates who are good candidates who did not attempt the question.
Yes.
They don't get those 4 marks.
They don't. And
if you got the 4 marks, you would have gone up from 711 to 750.
I would in fact be in the top 100 marks of this examination, my lords. And currently I'm at rank 317. And this is going to, if in the top 400 marks, there's a difference of, let's say, 200 odd ranks, my lords can very well imagine what the ranking is going to look like for 108,000 students. This is going to affect the rank list entirely and completely. And my lords, the NTA tries to rely on their information bulletin, which says that if you come across a question that has 2 correct answers, you rely on one. But my lords, what they're forgetting is, I do not know till after the question paper whether they're going to treat the 2019 NCERT edition as the correct one or the one prior to it. I'm not aware of that. So therefore, I cannot make the determination that there are 2 correct answers. Therefore, I have no instruction. I cannot assume that the NTA is going to, after the exam, choose to say that it was right that you could have marked either of those. It is by deeming fiction that they decided that children have come and said that we are using books of our elder siblings and therefore we shouldn't be held responsible for it. We're using old editions. Please give us this grace mark. And then the NTA makes that decision. And therefore, if I cannot rely on any instructions that have been given to me and I rely on the fact that this is ambiguous, I decide to not attempt the question because there is negative marking. I know that each mark in this question could mean hundreds of ranks for me. And again, I reiterate the fact that I have only one question wrong apart from this ambiguous question in my attempt. I have done extremely well. Just to take my submissions forward, my lord, I will not hold my lords for very long. There is
just one question wrong apart from this one.
Apart from this, my lords. I am at rank 317 after the revised rank has come. I am likely to be in the top 100 ranks if I am given 4 marks and I go up to 715, and there will be others who will also move up in rank.
My lords, may I just submit one thing? My primary prayer is that this question should be deleted and therefore everyone will be marked out of 716 marks or out of 179 questions. But in the alternate, my lord, if we were to go by the NTA's own rules, and therefore they are only supposed to consider what is in the newest edition of the NCRT as part of the syllabus, then those grace marks should not be offered. Then they should stick to the fact that only
Option 4 is the correct answer.
that only option 4 is the correct one, and then no one should get grace marks, and therefore the rules that they have themselves set can be met. And my lords, on my primary prayer though, can I just show my lords one judgment of this honorable court from 1983, my lords? My lords, it's 1983 for SCC 309.
What's the name of the case?
Kanpur University versus Samir Gupta, my lords.
At
Paragraph 18, my lords. And my lords, I'll briefly state the facts. This was
what is the principle which is laid down?
My lords, the principle was exactly this. This honorable court laid down that if
prima facie it is determined that a question is ambiguous, then that question should not be considered as part of the examination, should be deleted and should not be marked upon at all. This was a question also relating to a medical examination. This case also related to a medical.
Yeah, the question is not ambiguous.
Yes, Your Lordship.
What they could have really done was they could have said, look, only option 4 is the correct answer.
Yes, Your Lordship.
Because they got these representations saying that an earlier edition of the NCERT book.
Your Lordship, in 2019 itself, the change has been made, Your Lordship.
It was there. Earlier, the question, my lord, what they have stated on affidavit, Your Lordship, very clearly that 9 experts have finalized the answers thereafter. Thereafter, my lord, they have same line.
But
I mean, arguing the
Let us finish.
Yes.
So my lords,
So you are saying that, well, you should be given 4 marks. Alternately, if that is not possible, then delete that whole question for everybody.
yes, my lords. And if alternatively that is also not possible, then
Or treat option 4 as correct.
yes, because then
So at least then the number of people who will get that additional marks will be less.
Lords, you can see in the top 70, the people who got 720, only 44 people will be
Your
delivered.
Lordship, there has been increase of 297% on rank 1 only because of this bonus marking that has been done by NTA.
My lords are well aware of that. That there is going to be a huge change in the ranking. 44 students who got 720 is because of this question.
Your Lordship, there might be
44, right?
Yes.
Out of 61.
Your Lordship, if to consider that rank 1 is aiming to go to AIMS Delhi, if there are 50 odd seats, it is very highly not possible for even rank 1 students to get a admission in that seat, Your Lord.
Specifically for the petitioner herein, my lords, it's the difference between whether she gets into the top 2 colleges of this country or no.
So the alternate prayer is that, look, treat only option 4 as the correct answer.
As per your rules, and that is fine.
What do the rules say?
The rules say that the latest edition of the NCERT is going to be treated as the syllabus for NEET.
In the same point, the NCERT syllabus is very clear. It gives a rationalized textbook on its website. It says that the contents which are irrelevant in the present context, the present edition is a reformatted version after carrying out the changes given above. The present textbook uploaded in PDF form are rationalized textbooks. These were rationalized for the session 2022-2023 and will continue from 2023 to 2024. So, Your Lordship, this same fact has been stated in 2019 edition as well. So, if we are going backwards in 28 and considering that a student who has studied in 2018 is giving the examination, so the student has to be aware of the latest developments that are taking place. Also, there have been circulation of fact that the study material provided by all these coaching institute, they themselves are referring to 2018 editions. I have certain copies, but Your Lordship, I'm not going on that fact. But the student has to be aware of the latest development that is taking place.
Arguing that either delete this entire question and grade all students out of 716.
Yes.
Alternately, if you're not doing that, then only option 4 should be treated as
Your Lordship, in my case, I have answered the question correctly. I have answered point for the option 4 as the right answer.
I'm saying that treat only option 4 as
Yes, Your Lordship, because the question is not ambiguous, Your Lordship.
So the difference between your learned friend and you is she didn't answer the question at all.
Yes, Your
You answered, but you answered correctly question.
Yes, Your Lordship.
So you are both saying treat question 4 only as a correct
Yes, Your
answer.
Lordship.
In her case, the benefit will be that the number of people who get the 4 marks will be less.
Yes, sir.
In your case, you have answered the question.
Yes.
You want the exclusion of those who gave option 2. Right?
Yes.
To bring more clarity, my lord, I have filed an affidavit in this regard and I clarified.
What did you answer?
I have correctly answered, my lord.
4 or option 2 or 4?
In my answer paper, option 3 was correct. That is,
No, what did you answer? Which option did you give?
Correct answer I have answered, my lord. That is
Correct means what? There were 2 correct answers now.
no, my lord. Only one correct answer was given in the, my lord, what happened here? Can I clarify? Only one.
Tell us, did you answer option 2 or option 4?
My lord, there are 4 options. I have correct, my lord. Correct.
You have answered 3.
Answer 3. That is correct one. That is correct one.
We are left with
That is, I can.
only one is left now. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
She says 4. He says
Well, it's to us, we might even come to the conclusion that option 1 was the correct option.
No, my lord, I have filed the document. Give me 2 minutes, my lord, to clarify.
This question has different options are treated as
different.
Because there are different question papers where this same question is a different question number, and then the options are also differently numbered.
Yes.
So that for him, option 4 is option 3.
Yes.
Hence the confusion.
Can I request, my lord?
The options that will all change.
Yes, sir.
depending on
Option
the-
also. Correct. My lord, kindly see here.
So he's on the same.
He's on the same one as ma'am there.
But kindly see page number 13 of my additional paperwork, my lord. I have filed the documents on the record.
Maybe 3
I have.
Yeah.
Question.
4 maybe that.
4 maybe 3. Yes, correct. My lord, kindly sit one.
See, both your learned friends have done the arguing for you. Just sit, sail with them. That's all.
Only.
Let them push the oars. You'll be better. Happier. You might actually.
My lord,
get a problem for your case.
deletion would not be with my lord.
Both your learned young friends have made very well.
Well, can I request only one thing? Well, page number 19 and 20.
We might spoil your case and their case as well.
No. This page number 19 and 20, my lord, we have filed the NCERT textbook also, where it has been mentioned that which is correct one. In 2023, my lord, the correct one has been mentioned. Therefore, my lord, the answer which was given earlier, first time published, is the correct answer.
Same, my lords. It's the same argument.
Same argument. That question 4 was the option 4.
It is in my case.
Item of option 3.
Yes, my
That's
lord.
what he's also then identical to what you are.
Yes. And my lord, ranking is very important factor, my lord. Our petitioners have got 700, 680, 682.
So this question 90 is a problem, and these are all genuine students because, see, the point is, what your young friends have made a very powerful argument that they say that look, the instructions are that you must go by the latest version. Now, option 4 is admittedly, according to you, the correct version. You pick up that as your key.
Correct.
Now, you decided to accept option 2 based on the fact that the 2019 edition of the NCERT book had what is option 2. They are saying that, look, option 4 being the correct answer, both of them they are arguing basically on the same line. The first learned Ms. Suriti Chaudhary, she argues that, look, though I didn't answer it, don't give those who answered option 2 full mark. Your other, ma'am, what's her name?
Isha Singh.
Isha is arguing that, look, I answered that. How can you give somebody who answered option 2 full mark?
I understood. My lord,
There, I think they may have a point.
They have the fallacy will be this, my lord. In the first argument, those who have not answered. My lord, incidentally, she happens to be a candidate who is falling within first 100, possibly.
There's a possible answer to what Suriti argued, which is that if you don't answer the question, the assumption is that you don't know the answer.
Exactly. Otherwise, this benefit will go.
She argued.
Otherwise, this benefit will go to.
She argued that, look, as a responsible student, I found that there was an ambiguity, that question 2 and question 4, rather than get a negative mark, I decided not to answer.
I have understood, my lord, that submission, that argument of my learned friend. It's a very catchy argument. But suppose, my lord, she happens to be having 700 plus. But suppose I am having only 50 marks. And I did not answer because I did not know the answer. And, my lord, if we go by the general rule, that then delete all the answers, or those who were very confident and knew about the new rule.
Or her alternate argument, the first argument is that delete the entire question.
Yes.
The second alternate argument is that even if you allot questions, don't give me any marks. She says I'm out on that question because I didn't attempt it. I didn't know. But give 4 marks only to those who gave option 4 is the correct answer. Because her argument is, okay, I don't get anything in this. But by giving 4 marks to those who give option 2, you are actually increasing the number of people who got full marks for that. That is the area which the alternate argument is something which is very important. They have argued.
I'll try and answer.
And even, my lord, they have changed the answer also subsequently.
And that is made very clear in the case of Ms. Isha's client, because there, it's unlike the first case, her client answers that question and answers correctly. So both these candidates will, if they are right, then the number of people above them will come down drastically. And
What we have considered is this, my lord.
that's the point we have to consider. We'll hear you on this. That's the one point we'll have to
My lord, but otherwise, my lord, my immediate answer is, we are not dealing with a situation where out of two, one answer is wrong and one answer is.
So why did you actually, why did NTA eventually come to the conclusion that we will give full marks for option 2 also?
The reason is both were otherwise correct answers, the additions changed. So the confusion was logical.
Scientifically, biology cannot be. How can you say atoms, most elements of the atom are stable, and then also say all are stable? It'll either be most.
What is the question? What is the question?
My lord, I'll just read it out. My lord's question number 19 says.
We take it right to the question on tort or criminal procedure, right? So we'll be able to understand it better.
My lord, it's actually in terms of English construction, it is very straightforward. Even though.
Two statements. Statement 1. Just read it.
Statement 1, my lord, says
that Mishra is very confident of this. Both of us don't have that confidence on this, but we'll see for the.
My lord, statement 1 says atoms are electrically neutral as they contain equal number of positive and negative charges. To this, there is no problem, my lords. This is fine. Statement 2 says atoms of.
What is the question? If you can read the question, please. Oh,
that's the question.
That's the question. Oh.
Statement 2, atoms of each element are stable and emit their characteristic spectrum. Now, my lords, the interesting part is that as per the old NCRT, the answer is atoms of each element are stable and emit characteristic spectrum. As per the new NCRT, it says atoms of most of the elements are stable and emit characteristic spectrum. Now, if a student is looking at this and they know that the new one says most and the old one says each, it is not possible that both are correct. It can either be each or it can be most. Now,
scientifically, the radioactive elements are not stable.
Therefore, they have given correct answer also.
The answer key said option 4 is therefore the correct answer.
Yes.
And
Your Lordship, this was edited, this new edition came into 2019 itself.
Yes.
That atoms of most.
Addition. I have understood the problem.
But students, Mr. Solicitor, students are expected to read the new edition or the old edition?
New edition. That's the rule.
That's the rule. No?
Yes,
that's. If the student relies on an old edition, how can that?
He is also, my lord, not to be faulted. That's
no, but your rule says that you have to read the latest edition. Right? So by giving marks to option 2, you are in that sense going against your own rule, which says you must read the latest edition.
Let me examine. I have understood.
There is other students will be affected in the.
So the 9 lakhs have given answer 4 to be correct.
Let's
see, those who have given 4 as correct are fine.
928 and
427.
424 like 20,000.
Just tell us, Mr. Solicitor, what are the figures?
Lord, only as per the old book, the candidates who have given answer is 4,20,773.
That is option 2.
Yes.
And option 4?
And new 9,28,379.
9,28,000?
379.
So if you take only option 4 as the correct answer, these 9,28,379 will get full marks for that question.
Which they've already.
So 4 lakh, they've already got. But 4,20,000 students will get.
From the right risk.
Will get either 0 or a negative mark.
Negative mark. I will get the negative mark.
5 marks difference.
That's why, so in totality.
A difference of 5 marks.
5 marks.
So they will lose their 4 correct marks
And
they'll get one negative mark.
Your Lordship, what is surprising?
My lords, therefore, when we want to find an equitable solution.
Lord, we received, I'm sorry. We received representations from poor families that we used our siblings' book or we didn't have new editions, etc., etc.
Surprising is the older edition, which may have the newest edition 2019 already has that the most elements are stable and emit characteristic spectrum. But what is surprising is the old booklet, that is 2018 or backward, is not even available in the market, Your Lordship.
No, that is available. That,
I tried to find out what is the older version. From where will I get it? The books are not available. If a child is reading their older siblings' books, so I don't know when did they pass out.
The books are passed down, my lords, that's the reason. And most importantly, it's the reason that a lot of, there may be sent.
older versions are.
Older version.
I will not join issue. They have some case, my lord, we will examine.
Lordship, I am a student from EWS. And I have the
Obviously.
The problem is, suppose we accept their argument and we say that anybody who answered option 2 didn't get any marks. None of those students are here.
Problem.
My
And,
lords, we just say
it would reshuffle
5 marks. 5 marks, a very substantial difference.
4 plus 1.
Somebody would make, because 44 out of 61 students,
and those
get
who have,
all those 44 students will not only go down from 720, they'll get from 720, they'll go some to 715.
and those who have not answered, not because they were brilliant, but because they were not answering, they would be benefited.
In the sense that those who answered option
Yes.
2 will go out of the fray.
my lords, if we were to do this equitably,
Mr. Solicitor, the way your answers are framed, answer 2 is both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. Right? That means both are correct. 4 is statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. You couldn't have treated both as correct answers.
yes, Your Lord.
Your Lord,
Both 2 and 4.
Let me, let me examine.
Just examine. Because you have to take either option 2 or option 4. How can we
Both can't be true.
Both can't. They can't survive. They can't exist.
Prima facie, that appears.
They can't. My lords,
With my lord's kind permission.
In item 3.
It can vary from.
With my lord's kind permission, may I beg to appear in item number 3.21?
One of them is mutually.
yes. One is saying yes, other is saying no. It is clear case of the ruling out the
Your Lordship, the provisional answer key had option 4 as the right answer.
Right.
It was only subsequent to the challenge by 13,000 odd students that the expert committee tend to change the answer.
Because of the older edition.
Yes, yes.
The answer, the change is not because 2 is also correct.
No.
But because 2 was what was shown in an older edition.
Yes.
May be correct also. We do not know, my lord. Right now, I can't say, my lord.
Your Lordship. My lord,
It's
signed.
technically, my lord. Yeah.
It's not our subject. Maybe it is correct. It may be.
The experts.
Yes. So we have the report of the expert also.
Mr. Solicitor, did the experts say that actually 2 is the correct answer?
I have not seen, my lord. I must.
What they said.
Initially, first answer key has shown option 2 only correct, sir. It is the difference of the question number. And later on, 2 options of the revisions.
All right, now
My
you have
lord,
heard everybody on this.
There is one.
There is the expert committee.
Let's see the expert.
There is one issue of Meghalaya students where 2 centers, the papers were wrongly distributed. And then by the time the right question papers were distributed,
Around 40 to 1 hour time was lost. Now, in their written submission, the NTA says at 17 July written submission at page 21, paras 21, my lord, they say that factual reports from city coordinators of Joy and Riboi, which are in Meghalaya, have established that loss of time was compensated for all appearing candidates.
Lord, this is incorrect because in my case, these students have come up, they made representation that loss of time was there.
Just one
and
second.
3.34, Lord. I'll just.
Lord, separately considered. Well, I'll examine.
My
lord, I'm at serial number 1.
My lords.
सवाल
Both answers cannot be correct. As a layman, let me.
No, the statement 2 can't be correct because the radioactive element is not stable.
Yes, Your Lordship.
So the answer, correct answer would have to be 4.
And he submitted it 3.
Yes,
Varying from paper to
So possibly the earlier books mentioned a wrong answer.
They mentioned the wrong answer.
That's my lord, sir.
And it can't be that both answers are treated as correct because there is an internal inconsistency between option 2 and option 3. One can't survive with the other.
Exactly. That's
Both
what
can
I say.
survive together.
That as a layman, I feel both can't coexist. Both can't be true.
You see, normally you take two options as correct, where possibly both options are the correct answer. Now, in a situation like this, there is obviously an internal inconsistency between option 2 and 4. Both can't survive together. That's the problem. But I'll tell you what is worrying us also. I mean, that now 4,20,000 students have got the benefit of what you have done.
And based upon the book printed and continued to remain
There
printed.
you don't have much of a case because your rules say that when you have to go by the
Yes, sir. Yes, your lordship.
I think there is no such rule, my lord. I am told, subject to verification.
We just check
There
that
is no
out.
such-
You can also sit with the officers in the evening and
Yes,
tell us.
I will.
I
appear in 3.0.
I have 3.34, my lord. In the
To make a short summary.
where the writ petition was filed by the students. 3.34, my lord, if my lord may kindly have it. The students of Jovai and Riboi.
So you got the wrong question paper.
Wrong question paper. Then they were right question papers were circulated, which resulted in a time lag of.
But according to the NTA, loss of time was compensated, no?
Lord, that is what I wanted to show. We were not given any compensatory marks, nor we were permitted to appear in the re-examination which was conducted for 1,563 students. And if my lord may kindly have my additional documents, IA number 133878 of 2020.
Mr. Solicitor, slightly different case. You can take instructions.
I am a 3.20.
3.34. My learned solicitor.
I am appearing 3.3 and
3.16. I want to show two pages just once.
Now, what is your grievance?
It is regarding Manoj, that we say that a RE-NEET should be happen, Manoj.
Sorry?
A retest should be happen, Manoj. Grievance is that, Manoj.
On what?
On Manoj, I have 2 pages, Manoj.
Now,
my IA.
Tell us how many lawyers are asserting a retest should be happening now? No, apart from those who have argued.
I'm the lawyer.
So, those who are saying a retest should be happening, give us a 1-page, half-page written submission on why the retest should happen. Email it to the court master by this evening. All right. Those who are saying a retest should happen, Those who have argued in the court, you need not submit your written submissions. Those who additionally want to supplement half a page, you can give us.
Just one. There is one.
I say one thing more.
All right.
There is one graph.
With my last time permission, I mean 3.21.
There is one graph I want to show, Manoj.
So what graph?
The graph of the students, comparative graph of what was the test results, Manoj, between 2023 and 2024.
There is a graph which, Manoj, the graph earlier was that it achieves a peak and it dies down, Manoj.
Right.
Now it is not like that. It is like it is achieving a peak, then it is going like this, Manoj.
Right.
Then coming to
that he showed. Your
yes.
friend showed.
And then, Manoj, there is a one also secondary argument, Manoj. There was a news report
which says there was CCTV missing, CCTVs which were there, which should be there, were missing. There were unguarded strong rooms, and which was found in an independent review
of this, Manoj, by a third party, Manoj. So what was happened, Manoj, it is like 40% of the exam centers, there were no CCTVs, there no guard at the
point has been made. All right.
Lordship, permit me to mention something more than this.
Why don't you mention it in your
Lordship, today morning itself, I received some documents from my client. I did not file anything, but this is something more than that. I appeared in the examination. As per the matching of the answer sheet sent by the NTA, I obtained 561 marks. When NTA sent a result to me, then I obtained only 353 marks. When, as per my Lord's order, they uploaded the entire result, I obtained 461 marks. That is much more than that, my lord. No, it is not listed, my lord, because today itself I received all these things. So please, my lord, I have this, my lord. I have
It's only today morning.
We have not even filed a matter. What do we take cognizance?
I could not file because itself today morning I received all these things.
You file something, we'll then deal with it. We can't just take up matters like this.
These are 3-4 papers, Lordship, if may see.
Look, anybody who has...
And I belongs to a OBC candidate, my lord.
Anybody who has individual grievances, you may communicate your grievances. What we'll do is, we are hearing the broader issue here. Any individual grievances, we'll dealing and we'll hear that separately, you know.
Miller's 3.5.
One prayer is left out in item number 3.16. I have prayed, first prayer is RE-NEET. Alternate prayer is, my lordships, forensic background check of the successful candidate.
All right, that will.
Miller's 3.25 is little different because we are saying that the no RE-NEET should not happen.
Sorry?
This is for a group of students from Maharashtra, Miller's 3.25.
And you are saying there should be no RE-NEET?
No RE-NEET. Yes, Miller's.
So you have to be on this side.
Yes, yes.
So what is your argument with the way
The main argument is that this will create severe hardship to the students' hard work who have put in this effort not only since 8th till 12th, which is almost 4 to 5 years. Many students have also taken drop and prepared for this examination. And also, my lords, if we see the timeline, the process of registration started on 9th of Feb. The exam happened in May. The results came in June. So this will also entail them to again come back to this entire timeline and again draw back their procedure. So, my lords, we have certain submissions on that no RE-NEET will be huge hardship for the students.
Not many students are in the same boat as Ms. Tanvi Dubey, who said there should be no retest. Or let me have. Anyways,
Milord, I want to say one thing, Milord, in my matter, Milord.
That's the point.
I say, Milord, I have not attempted the question for the reason, Milord, because there was double answer, Milord. So, because of, Milord, apprehensions of negative marking, I have not attempted, Milord. So, I have filed an IA to that effect, Milord.
Virendra Kumar Sharma.
Please, my lord.
What is your contention?
My contention is, Milord, I have not attempted the questions, Milord, for the reason because there were two.
Question 19.
And I may get negative marking, Milord.
Question 19.
Yes, my lord.
Then that's same as your learned friend Ms. Sukriti Chaudhary didn't answer the question.
So I say, Milord, full marks is to be given, though I have not attempted because of the apprehension, Milord.
Yeah, that we have heard already. We have heard total.
My lord, and there is one more IA, Milord. There are two IA, Milord.
Now, what is your client's total mark?
Sorry, Milord?
How many marks did your client get totally?
Milord, total marks, Milord, I got, Milord, 654, Milord. 654, Milord. 6.
So you will get 658.
Yes, ma'am.
My lords, in item 3.21, may I be permitted to say?
And one more application, Milord, one more application.
Senior advocate, she is online when she is trying to make a submission. The issue is slightly different.
Yes, Ms. Gupta.
My lords, my case is a standalone matter. I am seeking retest and parity with the 1,563 students who've been permitted retest due to lack of loss of time. I suffer from hypohidrosis, which is extreme sweating of palms and sole. I was not permitted to take the handkerchief despite the fact it is not a banned item. Even in my OMR sheet, I could not fill my roll number properly. Lordship, may kindly have page 41 of the PDF.
It will be a complete retest.
Yes, but that's because I lost my time in that very because my OMR sheet, my roll number was wrongly mentioned. And then they put the white fluid, and then every time the video will show that I was not permitted. When I make a representation, they don't decide it. This court directs and they say there was no ban on getting the handkerchief. But still I was not permitted. I was carrying my medical certificate. Because of that excessive sweating, my bubbling was, my pen was moving because of the sweating. I couldn't do proper bubbling.
All right.
It's a totally standalone case.
All right. So now we close the arguments on this side.
Deeply obliged.
May I mention item 3.2?
May I mention regarding that question only?
May I mention one IA regarding that question only, that has come in the office report only, listed for today also, but it was not in the call list. My IA may also be considered on the similar lines.
Item 3.34.
Can I mention?
Lord, may I mention item 3.24?
In item 3.33.
Item 1, I am saying NTA officials are in.
That's
Not the.
No?
Well, Lord, may I? May I have kind permission to mention item 3.24, my lord? Please. One has submitted and the entire
Discretion is be there.
is completely different.
Possible option which we have for that question 19 is that we can appoint, you just take instructions, we can appoint right now, we can ask the director IIT Delhi to appoint a board of experts. They'll take 5 minutes to give us a correct answer, right? And from the Department of Chemistry. And by tomorrow evening, they can tell us which is the correct answer.
May I respond 10:30 tomorrow? Let me just examine if there is a possible solution. Otherwise, my lords.
But that direction would imply that my argument for RE-NEET is gone.
No, that is without prejudice to your this is on this argument which these people are making. We are considering that. We are going to hear arguments on the other side. Otherwise, what happens is, after we decide that, then again to do this exercise will be too long. So simultaneously, we can do both.
But I can leave it to your lordships, because I can otherwise respond at 10:30 minutes.
So, sir, will you just put it up
That they are stealing the channel. That's what I said.
Well, it may not, I'm suggesting, I will either way not difficulty. Instead of a committee, it can even be a one person. That's all. This is not something great.
For
an expert, it can't take one.
Question number 19. At the NEET. The following question, do you not give the number?
Yes,
because it could change one of the
only question on atoms in physics, sir.
Question, yeah.
Q3.
Questions.
Q3.
One of the questions at the NEET-UG 2024 examination read as follows. Colon. PDF page.
They have the.
My lords, in item 4, it's the question is at page 22, if that assists my.
Page 33, page 33. Page 33.
You'll have to give the number of the matter so that.
Page 23, my lords.
This is page 23.
Yes. And the question is at page 24.
Yeah, printed page 23.
Yes.
What they have done. In order to resolve the issue,
As indicated above, four options were indicated in the question as framed, of which students had to select one option as their answer. Full stop. In order to resolve the issue as regards the correct answer to the above question, we are of the considered view that an expert opinion should be sought from IIT Delhi. Stop. We request the director of IIT Delhi to constitute.
Any senior professor of the subject, I think it's physics paper.
Physics.
Physics.
Also have interrelations to
Director at IIT Delhi to constitute a team of, let there be a team of 3 experts. Because a team of 3 experts who would be in a position, who may, of the subject concerned, to stop. The expert team constituted by the director is requested to formulate its opinion on the correct option for the above question and to remit its opinion to the registrar, to the Secretary General of this court, preferably by 12 noon on
23rd.
The Registrar General is requested to communicate a copy of this order to the Director IIT Delhi so that expeditious action
Today itself.
So that expeditious action can be taken. Expeditious steps for the preparation of the opinion and be taken as stated above.
Lords will also add that this was without prejudice to the contentions of the other side. Otherwise, it will be deemed to mean.
But we need not tell IIT Delhi that it is without prejudice.
In the order, man. In the order.
Look, let's not confuse the academic experts by all these linguistic excursions without prejudice. This is an understanding. We have told Mr. Huda that for us it's without prejudice.
Shall we place?
If we decide a retest for the entire nation, then this
goes.
But instead of deciding that first, then making a reference, we'll do it simultaneously.
Shall we place our report before them if they need any?
No, that's why we have not even said, what happened, etc. Because then they'll get confused on what exactly. Let them give us that one correct answer.
Can I mention minutes? We have filed 6 intervention application in 369 petition number. That may be allowed and we may be permitted to file a short submission.
Yes.
Grateful.
Grateful, my lord.
Yes, thank you for joining in the live. என்னுடைய audio உங்களுக்கு clear-ஆ இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். I hope my audio is clear. ஸோ என்டையராக ஹியரிங்லாம் முடிஞ்சு கடைசியாக என்ன சொல்லியிருக்காங்க அப்படின்னு கேட்டிங்க அப்படின்னா, அந்த கொஷின் ஃபிசிக்ஸ் கொஷின் இருந்துச்சு இல்லைங்களா, எல்லாத்துக்கும் கிரேஸ் மார்க் கொடுத்தாங்களே, நமக்கு வந்து 2 கொஷின் வந்துச்சு. மார்க் வந்து கரெக்டாக தப்பா அப்படிங்கிற கன்ஃபியூஷன் வந்து நிறைய பேருக்கு இருந்துச்சு. ஐ மீன் கொஷினில் 2 ஆப்ஷனுக்கு கரெக்டாக கொடுத்தாங்க ஆட்டம் கொஷினில். ஸோ அந்த கொஷினுக்குரிய எக்ஸ்ப்ளனேஷன் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து தேவை அப்படிங்கிறத வந்து கேட்டிருக்காங்க. இன்றைக்கி வந்து அதுதான் ஹியரிங்கில் ரொம்ப முக்கியமான ஒரு அப்டேட்டாக இருந்தது. அண்ட் நமக்கு ஹானரபிள் ஜஸ்டிஸ் சொன்னது என்ன அப்படின்னா, ஒன் ஆஃப் த கொஷின்ஸ் ஆஃப் த NEET-UG 2024 exam reads as follows: as indicated in the question as framed, of which student had to select one option as their answer. ஏதாவது ரெண்டில் ஏதாவது ஒன்று தான் ஆப்ஷனாக, 4 ஆப்ஷனில் ஏதாவது ஒன்று தான் செலக்ட் பண்ணணும். பட் அந்த அதில் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு போனஸ் மார்க், அதாவது 2 ஆப்ஷனில் நீங்கள் எதை செலக்ட் பண்ணியிருந்தாலும் உங்களுக்கு மார்க் அப்படிங்கிறது கொடுக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி சொன்னாங்க. ஸோ இதில் வந்து என்ன சொல்கிறாங்கன்னா, in order to resolve the issue as regards the correct answer, we are considered view that an expert opinion should be sought from IIT Delhi. ஸோ ஐஐடி டெல்லியிலேருந்து ஒரு எக்ஸ்பர்ட் ஒப்பீனியன் எங்களுக்கு தேவை அப்படிங்கிறத சொல்லியிருக்கிறாங்க. அண்ட் வி ரிக்வெஸ்ட் த டைரக்டர் ஆஃப் ஐஐடி டெல்லி டு கான்ஸ்டிடியூட் அ டீம் ஆஃப் 3 experts ஆஃப் த சப்ஜெக்ட் கன்சர்ன். 3 பேர் கொண்ட ஒரு குழுவை வந்து நியமிக்க சொல்லியிருக்கிறாங்க. அண்ட் அவங்க வந்து நாளைக்கு மத்தியானம் 12 மணிக்குள்ள the expert team constituted by the director is requested to formulate the opinion on the concerned on the subject concern and correct அதனுடைய கரெக்ட் ஆப்ஷன் என்னவாக இருக்கும், அண்ட் ரெமிட் த ஒப்பீனியன் டு த ரிஜிஸ்ட்ரார் பை 12 noon tomorrow. நாளைக்கு கோர்ட் ரெஜிஸ்ட்ராருக்கு நம்மளோட இதில் வந்து 12 மணிக்குள்ளே இது பண்ண சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. அண்ட் ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரார் ஜெனரல் இஸ் ரிக்வெஸ்டட் டு கம்யூனிகேட் த ஆர்டர் டு ஐஐடி டெல்லி டைரக்டர் ஸோ தட் த எக்ஸ்பீரியஸ் ஸ்டெப்ஸ் ஃபார் த ப்ரிப்பரேஷன் ஆஃப் த ஒப்பீனியன் கேன் பி டேக்கன் அப்படிங்கிறத சொல்லியிருக்கிறாங்க. ஸோ இன்றைக்கி வந்து கேஸ் வந்து போஸ்ட்போன் பண்ணியிருக்கிறாங்க. ஸோ இனி வருகிற நாட்களில் நாளைக்கு வந்து நமக்கு வந்து இந்த ஐஐடி டெல்லியிலேருந்து அந்த எக்ஸ்பர்ட் ஒப்பீனியன் அப்படிங்கிறது கொடுக்கப்பட வேண்டும் அப்படிங்கிறத சொல்லியிருக்கிறாங்க. அண்ட் இதில் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நியர்லி அந்த கொஷின்னால் மட்டுமே, அந்த ஒரு கொஷினுக்கு போனஸ் மார்க் கொடுத்ததுனால மட்டுமே கிட்டத்தட்ட 4 லட்சம் மாணவர்கள் பெனிஃபிட் அடைஞ்சிருக்கிறாங்க. அதாவது அதில் கவுண்ட் வந்து கரெக்டாக அவங்க சொல்லியிருந்தாங்க. நமக்கு வந்து இதில் சொல்லியிருக்கும்போது சாலிசிட்டர் ஜெனரல் வந்து என்டிஆர் தரப்புலேருந்து பேசும்போது அவங்க சொன்ன அந்த கவுண்ட் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து நியர்லி அபவுட் 4 lakhs ஆஃப் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் வந்து பெனிஃபிட் ஆகிருக்கிறாங்க அப்படிங்கிறத ஹைலைட் பண்ணியிருக்கிறாங்க. ஸோ திஸ் ஹேப்பன்ட் இன் டுடே. ஸோ இன்றைக்கி ஜட்ஜ்மெண்ட் வந்துடும் அப்படிங்கிற எதிர்பார்ப்பு எல்லாத்துக்கும் இருந்துச்சு. ஸோ போஸ்ட்போன் பண்ணியிருக்கிறாங்க. ஸோ நாளைக்கு வந்து அப்டேட் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து இதிலேருந்து வரும். அண்ட் எந்த தேதியில் அப்டேட் கொடுக்குறாங்க அப்படிங்கிறதையும் கூடிய சீக்கிரத்தில் நான் லைவில் வந்து நம்மளுடைய சேனலில் வாட்ஸ்அப் குரூப்பில் வந்து நான் அப்டேட் பண்ணுறேன். ஸோ திஸ் ஹேப்பன்ட் இன் டுடே. இன்றைக்கி எந்த விதமான தீர்ப்பும் கொடுக்கப்படலை. கவுன்சிலிங்க்கு எந்த விதமான ஸ்டேயும் கொடுக்கல. கவுன்சிலிங்கை பற்றி எதுவும் பேசலை. அண்ட் அகைன் கவுன்சிலிங் ரிலேட்டடான விஷயங்களுக்கு முன்னாடியே 2 முக்கியமான விஷயங்களை, சில முக்கியமான விஷயங்கள், ஏன்னா நிறைய கவுன்சில் மெம்பர்ஸ்ல இருந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நிறைய கேசஸ் ஃபைல் பண்ணியிருக்காங்கல்ல. அப்போ எல்லாருடைய இதையும் ஹியரிங் ஜட்ஜ்மெண்ட் கொடுக்கறதுக்கு முன்னாடி எல்லாருடைய இதையும் கேட்கணும் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு முக்கியமான விஷயம் இருக்குது. அப்படிங்கிறதுனால யாரெல்லாம் ரீநீட் வேணும் அப்படின்னு கேட்குறாங்களோ அல்லது ரீநீட் வேண்டாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாங்களோ அவங்களெல்லாம் மெயிலில் வந்து அவங்களுடைய அஃபிடவிட்டை வந்து அவங்களுடைய சப்மிஷன்ஸை வந்து கொடுக்க சொல்லியிருக்கிறாங்க. ஸோ அது ஒரு முக்கியமான விஷயமா இருக்குது. அண்ட் நம்பர்ஸில் பார்க்கும்போது 9.28 lakhs ஆஃப் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் வந்து கரெக்டாக வந்து ஆப்ஷன் 4 கொடுத்துருக்குறாங்க. ஆப்ஷன் 2 வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 9.78 lakhs ஆஃப் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் கொடுத்துருக்குறாங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லி போட்டிருக்கிறாங்க. ஸோ இதெல்லாம் வந்து இன்னைக்கு வந்த இதில் இன்னொரு முக்கியமான ஒரு கவுன்சில் மெம்பர் ஒருத்தங்க சொல்லும்போது, இன்னொரு ஸ்டூடெண்ட் வந்து ஒரு முக்கியமான ஒரு டிசீஸ்னால பாதிக்கப்பட்டிருக்காங்க. அவங்களுக்கு வந்து அதிகமாக வேர்க்கக்கூடிய ஒரு சூழ்நிலை. ஸோ அந்த கேண்டிடேட்னால அவங்களுடைய ரோல் நம்பரை கூட கரெக்டாக எழுத முடியல. பிகாஸ் ஹேண்ட் கர்ச்சீஃப் அப்படிங்கிறது பேண்ட் ஐட்டம்னு சொல்லிட்டாங்க. ஈவன் தோ தட் இஸ் நாட் இந்த பேண்ட் இது உள்ள எடுத்துகிட்டு போகிறக்கு அலோவ் பண்ணலை அப்படிங்கிறத வந்து சொல்லியிருக்கிறாங்க. ஸோ இது ஒரு முக்கியமான விஷயமா இருந்துச்சு. இதை பற்றியும் இன்னைக்கு வந்து டிஸ்கஷன் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து போச்சு. அண்ட் அகைன் இந்த கோர்ட் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து இப்போதைக்கு இதை வந்து ஜட்ஜ்மெண்ட்டில் போஸ்ட்போன் பண்ணியிருக்கிறாங்க. ஸோ கூடிய சீக்கிரத்தில் ஐஐடி டெல்லியிலேருந்து எக்ஸ்பர்ட் ஒப்பீனியன் வந்ததுக்கப்புறம் அதனுடைய அப்டேட் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து கொடுப்பாங்க. ஸோ இதுதான் இப்போதைக்கு இருக்கிற முக்கியமான விஷயம். கவுன்சிலிங்க்கு எந்த விதமான தடையும் கொடுக்கப்படவில்லை. ஆனால் எதிர்பார்க்கிறபடி 24ஆம் தேதி கவுன்சிலிங் நோட்டிஃபிகேஷன் வருமா அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து இப்போதைக்கு சந்தேகத்துக்குரிய ஒரு விஷயமாகத்தான் இருக்கிறது. அண்ட் அகைன் நமக்கு வந்து நம்மளுடைய சாலிசிட்டர் ஜெனரலும் இன்னும் சில முக்கியமான விஷயங்களெல்லாம் கொடுக்க வேண்டிய முக்கியமான இது இருக்குது. ஸோ நமக்கு வந்து எக்ஸ்பர்ட் ஒப்பீனியன் எக்ஸ்பர்ட் பாடியெல்லாம் வேணும் அப்படின்ட்டு இருக்காங்க. நாளைக்கு மார்னிங்கில் இதை குறித்து அப்டேட் அப்படிங்கிறது வரும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி நினைக்கிறோம். ஹியரிங் வரும்னு சொல்லி எதிர்பார்க்குறோம். ஸோ லெட்ஸ் சி வாட் வில் ஹேப்பன் இன் த அப்கமிங் டேஸ். ஸோ ஃபார் கவுன்சிலிங்க்கு அல்லது கவுன்சிலிங் ஆரம்பிங்க அல்லது நடத்தாதீங்க அந்த மாதிரி எந்த விதமான இதுவும் சொல்லலை. ஏன்னா இன்றைக்கி ஆஃப்டர் லஞ்சுக்கு அப்புறம் போஸ்ட் லஞ்சுக்கு அப்புறம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஃபுல் ஆஃப் சப்மிஷன்ஸாக தான் இருந்துச்சு. அண்ட் அதில் வந்து நிறைய புது கவுன்சில் மெம்பர்ஸ் உள்ளே வந்ததுனால இந்த என்டையர் ஃப்ளோ ஆஃப் கேஸ் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து அப்படி ஆஃப்டர்நூன் லஞ்சுக்கு அப்புறம் கொஞ்சம் மாறிச்சு அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி தான் சொல்கிற வேண்டிய சூழ்நிலை அப்படிங்கிறது இருக்குது. பிகாஸ் அதில் வந்த விஷயங்கள் எல்லாம் அந்த மாதிரி தான் போச்சு. ஸோ கவுன்சிலிங் ரிலேட்டடான அப்டேட் அப்படிங்கிறது எதுவும் வரல. போனஸ் மார்க் வந்து ஆட்டம் சோஷன் கொடுத்துருந்தாங்க இல்லையா, அதை வந்து ரீஃப்ரேம் பண்ணுங்க அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு முக்கியமான அந்த கேண்டிடேட் வந்து 654 ஐ திங்க் 654 ஏதோ ஒரு மார்க் சொன்னாங்க. அந்த மார்க்கில் இருந்து 4 மார்க் கம்மியாக இருக்கிறதுனால அவங்களுக்கு வர வேண்டிய ரேங்க் 711 ஐ திங்க் 711 இருக்கக்கூடிய கேண்டிடேட் அந்த 4 மார்க் வந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் நான் முன்னாடி வந்துடுவேன். இப்போ 4 மார்க் வராததுனால அந்த கேண்டிடேட் இந்த கவுன்சிலில் ஆர்கியூ பண்ண அந்த அவங்களுடைய பெட்டிஷனர் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அந்த கொஸ்டினை அட்டன் பண்ணவே இல்லை. இன்கேஸ் இதில் ஏதாவது ஒரு கிளாரிட்டி இருந்துருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா அதை அட்டன் பண்ணியிருப்போம். ரெண்டுக்குமே ஆன்சர் கொடுப்போம்னு எங்களுக்கு தெரியாது. சின்ஸ் தெர் இஸ் அ நெகட்டிவ் மார்க்கிங், என்னுடைய பெட்டிஷனர் வந்து அதை அட்டன் பண்ணாமல் விட்டுட்டாங்க, அது எப்படி இது பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி தான் இது ஆரம்பிச்சது. ஸோ அதில் வந்து எப்படி போன வாரத்தில் வந்து பீகாருடைய கேஸை பற்றின பீகார் போலீஸ் ரிப்போர்ட்டை கேட்டு போஸ்ட்போன் பண்ணாங்களோ அதே மாதிரி இன்றைக்கி வந்து இந்த கடைசியில் வந்த இந்த சப்மிஷன்னால் இன்றைக்கி வந்து இதனுடைய கிளாரிட்டி வேணும் அப்படிங்கிறத சொல்லியிருக்கிறாங்க. ஸோ ஒன் ஆஃப் த கொஸ்டின்ஸ் ஆஃப் NEET-UG 2024 அப்படிங்கிறது தான் அந்த ஆட்டம்ஸ் கொஸ்டினுக்குரிய எக்ஸ்பர்ட் ஒப்பீனியன் வேணும். அது நாளைக்கு மதியானம் 12 மணிக்குள்ளே சப்மிட் பண்ண சொல்லியிருக்கிறாங்க. அப்படி சப்மிட் பண்ணிட்டாங்க அப்படின்னா அதுக்கு அடுத்து தான் அதை பேஸ் பண்ணி தான் ஹியரிங் அப்படிங்கிறது வரும் அப்படிங்கிறத சொல்லியிருக்கிறாங்க. ஸோ இதுதான் இப்போதைக்கு இருக்கிற முக்கியமான விஷயம். அண்ட் நாளைக்கு மார்னிங் வந்து நமக்கு வந்து சாலிசிட்டர் ஜெனரல் வந்து சில அஃபிடவிட்ஸ் அப்படிங்கிறது ஃபைல் பண்ணுவாங்க. அண்ட் இது போக வந்து பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா இன்னும் சில முக்கியமான ரெஸ்பான்சஸும் இதுவரை வாதிடாத இதுவரை எந்த விஷயத்தையும் சொல்லாத மாணவர்களுடைய கவுன்சில் மெம்பர்ஸ் சார்பாக இருக்கக்கூடியதெல்லாம் இமெயிலில் சப்மிட் பண்ணுங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்கிறாங்க. ஸோ இதெல்லாம் சோஃபார் நமக்கு இருக்கக்கூடிய அப்டேட்டாக இருக்குது. ஸோ இந்த விஷயங்கள் உங்களுக்கு யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருந்திருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னு நினச்சிங்கன்னா மறக்காமல் வீடியோ லைக் பண்ணிவிடுங்க. ஸோ நமக்கு வந்து நாளைக்கு இந்த ஹியரிங் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து கண்டினியூ ஆகும். ஸோ த ஹியரிங் வில் நவ் ரெஸ்யூம் ஆன் July 23rd ஆஃப்டர் சென்டர் அண்ட் NTA வில் மேக் தேர் சப்மிஷன். அவங்க வந்து அவங்களுடைய சப்மிஷனை கொடுத்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் இது அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து வரும். ஸோ லெட்ஸ் சி வாட் தே ஆர் கோயிங் டு டூ அப்படிங்கிறத வந்து வெயிட் பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம். ஸோ உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது டவுட்ஸ் இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா நம்மளுடைய லைவ் சேட்டில் போடுங்க. வில் கிளாரிஃபை சம் ஆஃப் யுவர் டவுட்ஸ். போனஸ் மார்க் நடக்குமா அப்படின்னு சொல்லி போனஸ் வில் பி ரிமூவ்டு அப்படின்னு சொல்லி அவங்களுடைய ப்ரேயர் என்னவா இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னு கேட்டிங்க அப்படின்னா இந்த போனஸ் மார்க்கை ரிமூவ் பண்ணுறதோ அதை பற்றிலாம் இல்லை, இந்த கொஷினையே டெலீட் பண்ணிடுங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்கிறாங்க. ஸோ சான்சஸ் ஆர் லைக் கொஷின் டெலீட் பண்ணுவதற்கான வாய்ப்புகள் அப்படிங்கிறது இருக்குது அப்படின்னு தான் தோணுது. ஏன்னா டெஃபினட்டாக தெரியும் அந்த ரெண்டுமே வந்து ஒன்று வந்து ஓல்டு NCERT பேட்டர்ன் படி கரெக்ட், இன்னொரு ஆப்ஷன் வந்து நியூ NCERT பேட்டர்ன் படி கரெக்ட். ஆக்சுவலாக நமக்கு வந்து என்ன சொன்னாங்க, புது புக் ரிலீஸ் பண்ணும்போது என்ன சொன்னாங்க அப்படின்னா வாட் எவர் தட் இஸ் பிரிண்டட் இந்த நியூ டெக்ஸ்ட் புக் நியூ NCERTயில் இருக்கிறது தான் நாங்கள் இனிமேல் ஃபாலோ பண்ணுவோம் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து NTA வந்து தெளிவாக சொல்லியிருந்த விஷயம்தான். ஸோ சிலபஸில் அதெல்லாம் போட்டிருந்த விஷயங்கள் தான். அப்படி இருக்கும்போது அதைத்தானே நீங்கள் ஃபாலோ பண்ணியிருக்கணும், ஏன் நீங்கள் போனஸ் மார்க் கொடுத்தீங்க அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து ஹானரபிள் ஜஸ்டிஸ்னுடைய கேள்வியாக இருந்துச்சு. சாலிசிட்டர் ஜெனரல் NTA தரப்பில் அவங்க அதுக்கு என்ன சொன்னாங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லி கேட்டிங்க அப்படின்னா எங்களுக்கு வந்து நிறைய ஏழை மாணவர்கள்கிட்ட இருந்து ரெப்ரசன்டேஷன் வந்துச்சு. தட் அவங்கெல்லாம் அவங்களுடைய எல்டர் சிப்ளிங்ஸ் கிட்ட இருந்து அவங்களுடைய அண்ணங்கள்கிட்டயோ அக்கா கிட்டேயோ இருந்து பழைய புக்ஸை வாங்கி படித்தோம், அதனால் அதில் அப்படி இருந்துச்சு, அதை வச்சு தான் நாங்கள் ஆன்சர் எழுதணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்கிறாங்க. ஸோ ஒரு வகையில் பார்த்தா தட் இஸ் திங் லைக் 2 கொஷின் எழுதினவங்களுக்கு மார்க் கொடுங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறது வந்து ஓகே தான். இன்னொன்று என்ன பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்னா அந்த கொஷினையை டெலீட் பண்ணுவதற்கான இதுவும் கூட அங்கே இருக்கத்தான் செய்யுது. ஏன் ஒய் கான் தட் கொஷின் பி டெலீட்டட் அப்படிங்கிறதும் நிறைய பேருக்கு இருக்கிற ஒரு கேள்வி தான். ஸோ கொஷின் டெலீட் பண்ணுவதற்கான சான்சஸ் ஒரு வேளை டெலீட் பண்ணாங்க அப்படின்னா நம்மளுடைய ரேங்க் எல்லாமே மாறும், மார்க் எல்லாமே மாறும். ஸோ இந்தியா ஃபுல்லாக எல்லாருடைய ரேங்க்கும் மாறுவதற்கான சூழ்நிலை அப்படிங்கிறது உருவாகும். ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு பெரிய டிசிஷனை சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட் எடுப்பாங்களா அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து தெரியல. பட் லெட்ஸ் வெயிட் என்ன மாதிரி பண்ணுறாங்க அப்படிங்கிறது. நாளைக்கு நம்மளுடைய எக்ஸ்பர்ட் டீம் என்ன கொடுக்க போகிறாங்க, IITயில் இருக்கிற மூவர் குழு என்ன கொடுக்க போகிறாங்க அப்படிங்கிறத பொறுத்து வேறுபடும் நினைக்கிறேன். ஸோ போனஸ் மார்க் ரிமூவ் பண்ணுவாங்களா இல்லையா அப்படிங்கிறது அதை பேஸ் பண்ணி தான் இருக்குது. நெக்ஸ்ட் ஹியரிங் வந்து வருகிற நாளைக்கு, அதாவது இன்னைக்கு 22, நாளைக்கு 23. ஸோ மண்டே ஆர் டியூஸ்டேன்னு தான் போன வாரத்தில் ஹியரிங்லேயே சாட்டர்டேவே சொன்னாங்க. அதுக்கு முன்னால் லாஸ்ட் வீக் ஹியரிங்கில் சொன்னாங்க. ஸோ இந்த வாரம் என்ன பண்ணுறாங்க அப்படிங்கிறத நம்ம கொஞ்சம் பொறுத்திருந்து பார்க்கலாம். எஸ், ரீநீட் வாய்ப்பு இருக்கான்னு சொல்லி கேட்டிருக்கீங்க. ரீநீட்டுக்குரிய வாய்ப்புகள் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து இன்றைக்கி போன இதை வச்சு பார்க்கும்போது அவ்வளோவா இல்லைன்னு தான் எனக்கு தோணுது. பட் என்ன பண்ண போகிறாங்க அப்படிங்கிறதும் நமக்கு வந்து தெரியல தான். வெயிட் பண்ணுவோம், வெயிட் பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம். But few syllabus were not in new NCERT like living world, anatomy, etc. So we can follow only old one அப்படின்னு சொல்லி போட்டிருக்கீங்க. ஓல்டு ஒன்னை மட்டும் ஃபாலோ பண்ணிங்க அப்படின்னா நமக்கு வந்து இந்த சிலபஸ் ரிடக்ஷன் அப்படிங்கிறதே இல்லாமல் போயிடும். அதனால் நியூ புக்ஸ் என்னவோ அதைத்தான் ஆக்சுவலாக ஃபாலோ பண்ணணும். அதுதான் அவங்களுடைய ரூல்ஸும் கூட. ஒரு புக்கு புதுசாக கொடுத்துட்டாங்க அப்படின்னா அந்த புக்கில் இருக்கிறத தான் ஃபாலோ பண்ணுறது அப்படிங்கிறது கரெக்டான விஷயமா இருக்கும். பிகாஸ் இங்கே சிலபஸை ரெடியூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கிறாங்க. இதை வந்து லைக் நாங்கள் வந்து எடிஷன் கொடுக்குறோம் அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எடிஷன்லேருந்து செகண்ட் எடிஷன் வரும், செகண்ட்லேருந்து தேர்ட் எடிஷன் வரும் அப்படின்னா அதில் சின்ன சின்ன வேரியேஷன் இருக்கும். அது பெரிய விஷயம் கிடையாது. இங்கே சிலபஸை ரெடியூஸ் பண்ணும்போது whatever that is mentioned in the new book that has to be followed. அதுதான் கரெக்டான மெத்தடாக இருக்கும். பட் சில கான்செப்சுவல் திங்ஸ் இருக்குல்ல, அதில் வந்து மாற்றங்களை கொண்டு வந்திருக்கக்கூடாது. என்சிஆர்டி புக்கு பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணுறதுக்கு முன்னாடியே இந்த ஆட்டம்ஸுங்கிற டாப்பிக்கில் இந்த மாதிரியான கான்ட்ரடிக்ஷன் இருக்குங்கிறத அந்த ஸ்டேஜ்லேயே ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணியிருந்தா இந்த இடத்துல இவ்வளோ பெரிய பிரச்சனையாக இது மாறி இருக்கிறதுக்கான வாய்ப்புகள் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து இல்லை. ஒருவேளை மார்க் இல்லை அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டாங்க அப்படின்னாலும் அது மாணவர்களுக்கு பாதிப்பு தான். நிறைய பேர்த்துக்கு அது மன உளைச்சலை கொண்டு வரும் தான். அதே மாதிரி பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா நமக்கு வந்து இல்லை கொஸ்டின் நாங்கள் டெலிட் பண்ணுறோம் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாலும் நிறைய பேருக்கு அது பாதிப்பு தான். ஏன்னா எல்லாருடைய மார்க்கும் 720 out of 720 எடுத்திருக்கிற மாணவர்களுக்கு கூட அந்த கொஸ்டின் டெலிட் பண்ணாங்கன்னா மார்க் குறையும். அப்போது 720 out of 720 அப்படிங்கிறதே இல்லாமல் போவதற்கான சூழ்நிலை அப்படிங்கிறது கூட ஏற்படலாம். ஸோ வாட் எவர் ஹேப்பன்ஸ், இதெல்லாம் ஒரு பெரிய டிசிஷன் அப்படிங்கிறதுனால நாளைக்கு சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட் என்ன சொல்கிறாங்க அப்படிங்கிறத பார்க்கலாம். அண்ட் மோர் ஓவர்ஸ் நமக்கு வந்து நமக்கு 3 members கமிட்டி என்ன சொல்கிறாங்க அப்படிங்கிறதையும் பார்க்கலாம். If we follow the new NCERT statements, statement 1 and statement 2 are correct, is the right option அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்கீங்க. கரெக்டாக தான். ஓல்டு NCERT படி பார்த்தோன்னா அப்படி கொடுக்க முடியாது இல்லையா, அதனால தான் அந்த மாதிரி சொல்கிறாங்க. ரீநீட் இருக்குமா அப்படின்னு சொல்லி கேட்டிருக்கீங்க. ரீநீட் இருப்பதற்கான வாய்ப்புகள் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து இல்லாத மாதிரி தான் தோணுது. இன்னைக்கு வந்து சாலிட் எவிடன்சஸ் வேணும் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட்டில் ஹானரபிள் ஜஸ்டிஸ்னுடைய இதாக இருக்குது. ஸோ சாலிட் எவிடன்சஸ் இது வரைக்கும் பெரிய அளவில் சப்மிட் பண்ணப்படலை. பிகாஸ் இந்த சாலிட் எவிடன்சஸ் அப்படிங்கிறதுலாம் சிபிஐ தரப்புல இருந்து இருக்குது. சிபிஐ தான் சொல்லணும் தட் தேர் இஸ் அ லீக் இன் அ மாஸ் லெவல் ஆர் வைட் ஸ்ப்ரெட் நடந்திருக்கு அப்படிங்கிறத சிபிஐ தான் சொல்லணும். பெட்டிஷனரால் அதை ப்ரூவ் பண்ணவே முடியாது. பிகாஸ் நீங்களும் நானும் நார்மல் ஹியூமன் பீயிங், நமக்கு வந்து பெரிய அளவில் டேட்டாவோ பெரிய அளவில் ஒரு ரெஃபரன்ஸோ பெரிய அளவில் ஒரு இன்ஃப்ளூயன்ஸோ இருக்காது. அப்படி இருந்தாலும் அதெல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ணி நம்மளால் ஒரு அஃபீஷியல் எவிடன்ஸை கொண்டு போய் சப்மிட் பண்ண முடியாது. நம்மகிட்ட இருக்கிறதெல்லாம் சர்க்கம்ஸ்டன்ஸ் பேஸ்டு எவிடன்சஸ் தான் இருக்கும். ஆமாம், அந்த இடத்துல அப்படி நடந்துச்சு, இந்த இடத்துல இவங்க சொன்னாங்க அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரியான விஷயங்கள் தான் நமக்கு தெரிய வரும். ஸோ அதை வச்சு பெரிய அளவில் ஆர்கியூமெண்ட்ஸ் அப்படிங்கிறது கொண்டு போக முடியாது. சிபிஐ என்ன சொல்கிறாங்க அப்படிங்கிறது தான் வந்து முக்கியமான விஷயமா இருக்கும். சிபிஐ வந்து எஸ் தேர் இஸ் த வைட் ஸ்ப்ரெட் இன் இந்தியா அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டாங்கன்னா தென் எக்ஸாமினேஷன் கேன்சல் பண்ணுறதுக்கு சாலிட் ப்ரூஃபாக அதை வந்து எடுத்துக்கலாம். பட் சிபிஐ அப்படி சொல்லுவாங்களா அப்படிங்கிறது தான் இருக்கிறதுலையே பெரிய ஒரு கேள்வியாக இருக்குது. நீங்கள் என்ன நினைக்கிறீங்க அப்படிங்கிறதையும் கமெண்ட் செக்ஷனில் டைப் பண்ணுங்கள். இந்த வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருந்திருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். இது வரைக்கும் இந்த லைவ் செஷனை ஒருவேளை நீங்கள் லைக் பண்ணாமல் இருந்தீங்க அப்படின்னா மறக்காமல் வீடியோ லைக் பண்ணிவிடுங்க. அட் த சேம் டைம் நம்ம சேனல் இது வரைக்கும் நீங்கள் சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணாமல் இருந்தீங்க அப்படின்னா மறக்காமல் சேனலையும் சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணி வச்சுக்கோங்க. ஸோ பாசிபிலிட்டி ஆஃப் ரீநீட் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து நாளைக்கு தான் தெரிய வரும், பார்க்கலாம். ஸோ தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச். 17 டாப்பர்ஸ் போதும்னு சொல்லியிருக்கீங்க. பார்க்கலாம் நாளைக்கு என்ன நடக்குது அப்படிங்கிறத வெயிட் பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம். ஸோ தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச் ஃபார் ஜாயினிங் இந்த லைவ். We'll see you and another update. நாளைக்கு இந்த கேஸ்னுடைய அடுத்த ஹியரிங் அப்படிங்கிறது வரும். இது வரைக்கும் இந்த வீடியோவை லைக் பண்ணல அப்படின்னா மறக்காமல் வீடியோவை மட்டும் கொஞ்சம் லைக் பண்ணி விட்டுருங்க. தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச். சேனலையும் சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. ஆல் தி பெஸ்ட் அண்ட் தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச்.